I got anxious, actually. I haven't even told you that yet. Like,
why'd you get anxious?
Because I was like, is she a criminal? Like, what is happening? Because you were just like, I was like, is there a criminal around us? Now.
Okay, well, hey everybody. Now that Courtney's finally ready.
Don't worry, we still have a while to go.
Gosh, did it get longer since we were gone?
And that clocks in at 1:08.
That's impressive.
For the intro.
There was a couple seconds of delay in there, but
all right,
not much. That's a long
full 60 seconds
intro. We should probably make it a little longer, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we also didn't do the clap to sync the sound.
Let me clap now.
Why not?
All right, hold on. That is crazy.
Well, it's crazy because you slammed it down.
Working girls.
Eye contact
just two working girls.
There. All right. Well, welcome back to our studio. We are no longer in Courtney's grandma's house, so a lot of the color and life has left.
A lot of the mint green is gone.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd like it if we came in here and repainted everything mint green, but we could try it.
Every office should have a grandma's living room.
Sure. Well, guys, welcome back to the Live Heals podcast. This is your behind-the-scenes look into our ongoing conversation of what it is like to start a nonprofit from the ground up and all the details and all the pain points.
I think it's important to note we are 3 years old, probably like
as
3 in a few months, yeah, as far as an organization. So the conversations we're having are hopefully normal. At
Who knows?
Stage.
I have no idea.
Our problem is we have no frame of reference. Like,
no.
We are just out here not sure, but that's okay. So I think it's pretty normal to have these types of conversations. Like,
I think it is. I think a lot of like nonprofits just don't. I would venture to say like nonprofits or businesses don't. Like, we put conversations out that probably mostly stay internal for normal organizations and businesses. But honestly, I think that's something that sets us apart a good amount, is that we really do invite a lot of people into the like really baseline conversations that we're having, and we ask outside opinions a lot, because especially when it's still a staff of just the two of us. And like, we have our board and stuff, but I think it's good that we bring other people into the conversation and let them know where we're at. Because I also just think it's true to who we are. But that's just me. What would I know? Anyways, let's talk about New York. So we were just gone for almost, I think it was 3 weeks.
It was like a little less.
A couple of days shy of 3 weeks in upstate New York. Partnering with 8 Days of Hope, which is a nonprofit based out of Tupelo, Mississippi, right? But they have a satellite hub in Buffalo, New York, and every year they pick a different district, and they do some home rebuilds and yard work and just kind of love on the community. And 8 Days of Hope is an organization that Courtney got connected with a while back, and then now they are a partner of Love Heals, so we try to support where we can, which is just 2 people doing some helping out over there. Yeah. So, and we did some other stuff, but
it was a good long trip. We basically worked every single day. I think there's like a common misconception that I think the only people who think that when you run your own business or like work for yourself, you have all this free time. Like, I think they just haven't done it before. 'Cause like, yeah, I've had some conversations with friends who are like, yeah, you get to like blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. And your schedule is 100% set by every other thing. So it's like no longer just clock in and leave. There is none of that. And so the hard part on our end is like, okay, how do we have some boundaries? But like, some calls are just happening at 7 a.m. Like, they just are. And some stuff is wrapping up at 9 o'clock at night because that's the only time it could work and it's really important. And sometimes it looks like randomly working on a Saturday. So like one of the days we were in Binghamton, New York, working at a coffee shop, and we met a guy who was selling thrifts clothes down the street.
He has a thrift, he has a store.
He's a thrift store owner.
He's a brick and mortar, yeah.
And so he was like inviting us down to the expo he was throwing that weekend. And then we're like, hey, do you want more vendors? And so he let us come down with our merch and sell that Saturday. So we were out there for several hours, like in the heat and just talking to people and making connections and kind of like, yeah, the work just never really stops. And I think it's hard because we're still in the all hustle mode, and we have to be, because if we don't stay in that position, I don't think it's good forever. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like, oh, we should hustle for the rest of our lives. But right now, every contact and introduction and opportunity matters a lot because we don't have enough experience under our belt to know what a good yes is and what a good no is. Yeah. And so we're still in the discovery phase of like, all right, this is a maybe and this is a hard no. We don't need that. So we're still identifying like what opportunities work for us. And we're so still young that we kind of find ourselves saying yes to a lot so that we can whittle down.
Yeah.
But we have to say yes right now, which means being inconvenienced every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which we did a lot of that. I feel like we're doing it in almost like phases, because I feel like in 2023, I think it was, we said yes to everything. Tabling at everything in Lynchburg. Like I think there was a stretch of like a couple months where we were every single Saturday, and sometimes it was like a conference, so it was Saturday and Sunday, and we were tabling like crazy. And we learned, hey, this event is not really for us, because this is not our demographic. When this event we could have only gone one of the days and been like, it's learning. So I think now we're in because I think that was a lot of like church events and stuff. So I think now we're in the second phase of that, which is outside of that bubble. What do we say yes and no to? So we're in that second phase of learning stuff.
It'll get more clear. Yeah. But we're just in like the hustle mode, guys. So none of us took a break for several weeks to just do nothing. It was a lot of work, a lot of calls. I think we were getting up around 6:30 a.m., doing like normal routines, just doing it somewhere else. That is the benefit of working for yourself, is you can do it wherever, but you do have to stay committed to your hours that you're putting in. And again, people need you when they need you. So so we were working a lot. We were helping out, doing some volunteer work there in Binghamton. And we had a board meeting. We had a strat meeting.
Substantial meetings. Yeah, we had a board meeting one night after a full day's work in the sun. Like literally still in work clothes, ran to a nearby Starbucks for Wi-Fi and an outlet, and board meeting. And then we had strategic plan or committee meeting, and we had a executive team meeting, and
we had 4, and we had a resource and development team meeting.
I don't even remember that one.
With Sheena and Mercedes and Mike.
Oh yeah. Zoom. Yeah, we were slammed.
We had a lot of meetings. We also are planning an event that we've never planned before, which we can talk about in a second. So other like New York was good. I did get heat exhaustion on the very last day of working in Buffalo, and we were literally on the way to the site to start working, and I got hit with fever chills and nausea and had to pull off the road, and I basically just slept for a few hours in the car. So I was non-functional. So that was not fun. That lasted 2 hours that I felt really, really bad. And then
a grand total of like 3 hours.
3 hours was like sick, and then still recovering, had to hop in the car and drive an hour up further north to Table. We got invited to sell merch at the Salt and Light Festival in Gasport, New York, and our friends Renee were playing the set up there. So if you were around in 2023, you might have seen their performance with Tarian at Waymaker for our December event, and they are great. We've stayed in touch with them, so we were able to get with them at the show and ended up staying at their Airbnb.
Yeah, we ended up accidentally crashing with them
at their Airbnb
because we didn't know where we were staying at that point, and they didn't know that we were staying with them. So we all found out together, like one big happy family. But they're great. Like their family is wonderful.
Yeah, we had like a long pep talk with Anita, who's their mom.
Their mom kind of pulled a Kardashian or a Kris Jenner.
Very Kris Jenner.
Yeah, so she helps, she manages them, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
And got to just hang out with their family for a little bit and some of their people.
Yep. And then it was just sitting in the sun for hours, like 96-degree hot, just toasting. But we made some friends.
Yeah, we
made some contacts. We sold a couple shirts. A guy sent me a photo on Facebook and was like, I'm repping Love Heals today. He does outreach for guys. He specifically goes and looks for guys who are struggling with addiction to help them kind of pull out of that and mentors them. And so he loved the message of Love Heals. So he's out there representing.
He's in recovery as well. So it was that was cool. Like we did have some really nice touch points with people out there.
So Buffalo was a great city.
Buffalo's fun.
We had a good time. We met a lot of people. We made some friends that we ended up being able to stay with as well.
They were really fun. They were a highlight for me.
Yeah, we were working with this random guy who's a pastor, and he found out like where we were kind of like staying and was like, do you guys want to just stay with like me and my wife? And we were like, yeah, actually we would.
Yeah, you seem safe.
Yeah, that seems perfectly stable.
I didn't flag anything.
Safe.
I felt like he was safe.
Yeah, and then we met him and his wife out for ice cream over in a nice part of town, and then got to stay at their house, and we were like, this is such a blessing.
It was so nice, because when you work with 8 Days of Hope, which is a huge blessing, is that
oh my gosh, yeah,
it's actually I'm in awe in the way that they function to get that many volunteers
taken care of
doing stuff, and then also taking care of, because they do take care of their people really well. But they provide 3 meals a day, and then they also provide lodging, and they'll partner with local churches, shower trailers. They'll partner with local churches, and the women stay in one church, and then the men stay in another like church or a different campus, which is awesome. But it was nice to not have to sleep on a blow-up mattress with many
just because it was women. Honestly, for me, a lot of it was so hot. It was just like
so hot.
It was exhausting. So
you gotta wait for a shower, and you gotta fight for a sink. And I'm not a morning person. I just am not. I need caffeine, and I need like a good 20 minutes where no one talks to me.
Fair enough.
And last year, very nice, well-meaning women wanted to talk to me so much in the morning at the sink. And I was like, girl, hey, I just want to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's impressive that they are able, they push through like over 1,000 volunteers through that city all at once over the course of 8 days. So it's really crazy. It's really impressive. We were supposed to go after we tabled and sold merch in Gasport, come back down to Buffalo. And then Kingdom Bound was that Monday. So we finished tabling Saturday evening. We went back to Buffalo, stayed with I guess we'll call them our host family, for lack of a better word. And then we were going to just spend the day Monday and then go to the festival spend the night Sunday, Monday. Yeah. But we ended up not going to the festival because, one, it was just really hot, like really, really hot. And at that point, I think we were both tapped from being outdoors every day.
We've been outside consistently at that point, I would say, for about 2 weeks.
Like no water.
Yeah. And they provide water. So we had water, but
it still is like...
When you're that hot and you're sweating that much and you're working, like as much water as you're sweating out, you're drinking. So you're like... You're barely breaking even.
Yeah, we were
as far as fluids go.
Water deficit.
Yeah, we were both exhausted.
So we were like, let's not walk around Kingdom Bound and there were some artists we wanted to connect with, but at this stage, it was kind of like, oh, are we going to say yes to this or yes to something else? So we did ultimately go back to Binghamton to break up the drive back to Virginia. So we spent 2 more days there working and getting kind of because during 8 days we didn't work for the 5 days we were up there with 8 Days of Hope and then the festival.
Gasport, yeah.
So we got reassimilated into work and then was able to take a day in New York City, which is always a blast.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then we came back. So it was a really long trip, but it was really good.
Yeah, it was a long stint of being away. But honestly, like ending it with going to the city was really fun because it's a fun time. I enjoy it out there. Yeah.
So that's how New York was. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I talk about who I saw? Probably just hold it to the mic, yeah.
Let me fast forward. Anyway, that's the song.
Anyways, yeah, so that is one of my favorite artists. Top 3 for me, I would say. One of my favorite artists. Like, her music is just, I don't know. I really love it. I really connect with it. And she lives in New York City. And Courtney and I were joking about, like, running into her. And apparently there's a misconception that I am cool under pressure. And I would like to squash that rumor. Because we were walking.
How dare you think that?
I know, which is probably the only silver lining about this part is I realized how many people just assume that I'm cool under pressure. I am the least cool under pressure. You're pretty good under pressure. I am not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were in New York City, walking on this boardwalk on the west side, and we started walking up to a girl who looked just like her, and Courtney like jokingly was like, wouldn't it be funny if that was Chelsea Cutler? And I was like, shut up. Shut up.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, I was like smacking at her behind me because we were like literally walking past her, and I blacked out essentially. And I regret to say, the least cool I've probably ever been in my life. And I gestured at her like
I got anxious, actually. I haven't even told you that yet. Like,
why'd you get anxious?
Because I was like,
of me?
is she a criminal? Like, what is happening? Because you were just like, I was like, is there a criminal around us? Like, why?
I panicked.
Yeah, I was like, we have to be safe and stable right now because something could happen at any second. I can only imagine what her takeaway was.
She's walking like two, I don't even know, they look like some kind of doodles, like Bernedoodles or something. There's some kind of like, they're not scary dogs though. No. They're like white people dogs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I panicked, I blacked out, and I gestured
like,
at her like
shut up.
this. I was like, shut up. And I went like this, and I was like, I'm a huge fan. And then I speed walked away, which was insane. Like, playing it back in my head, I still, every day, I'm like, hey, why did I do that?
There were a lot of ways to handle it.
Oh, any other way, pretty much. And as I was walking away is when she said, oh, thank you. And then she was like, nice to meet you. And I was like, yeah, nice to meet you too. And I just kept going, and Courtney trailed behind.
From my perspective, I was like, one, there's a criminal. But then when I realized there wasn't a criminal, well, yeah, because you're acting like, oh my gosh, shut up. We have to be careful. So I was like, okay.
Good. I'm glad that carried. That is how I felt.
Yeah. And then you were like, did this. And then the next thing I know, you turned away from me.
Yeah.
At this girl.
For your safety, yeah.
And I watched her face go like this. Like she was just like trying to process what you were saying. And I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, that is her, isn't it? and then it just like all happened so fast. I felt like she just got bombarded, and then
she did.
I got bombarded.
No doubt about it.
Like you,
I helped no one in that situation from start to finish.
And then I was like,
myself.
What we should do is like go actually ask her for like a photo, and you're like, no.
It's like 98 degrees outside.
So anyway, I was like, why don't we follow her?
Well, that's the other part. We're walking down a one-way boardwalk. It doesn't like loop, to my knowledge.
No. Well, actually it did.
Frick, does it really?
Well,
so we were creepy?
You could you could have walked, and like it's a box. And it has walkways on each side. Because that restaurant in the middle pops out. That's how all of the piers are.
I thought it was on the side. I didn't know it was a loop.
All the piers are, from what I saw, you can walk around them. But like it was just a simple out and back, and that's normal.
Well, that's what we did. So we turned right around and we were following her, and Courtney kept going, well, now we're following her. And I was like, shut up. Stop.
Right.
So that was a memory that I will, against my will, have forever.
If you hear this and you know Chelsea, see if she remembers a girl in a hat who basically just kamikazed her on the side of the road on the pier. And then if there was a girl in a hot pink tank top looking confused, if she remembers that, it was us.
Yeah, tell her to write a song about it. No
regrets, right?
Only regrets. Are you kidding me? I felt horrible for like an hour after that. Actually, still, Courtney keeps going, remember when you met Chelsea Cutler? I'm like, shut up. Why would you say that to me? I am not cool under pressure.
The crazy part is she just like walked home. Like,
yeah.
You were the only one.
I was the only one who cared, which is
causing a fuss.
I'm happy that she is the level that she's at because I can still afford to see her in concert.
For free outside.
Oh, well, yeah, that time I saw her for free outside. No, I naturally assume, and I know when you're famous, there's a level of, like, you're going to get seen and people are going to talk to you, but I have this concept in my head that I should not perceive her. She's living her own life. Mm-hmm. Like, with anyone who's famous, I'm like, oh, that's rude. I don't want to talk to them. But I feel like I have to tell her, like, hey, girl, I'm a huge fan. This was crazy. I've never done this in my life. That was the worst.
She was directing traffic.
Yeah, I was landing a plane at her. I was like, yeah, right down this way. Yeah. I'm a huge fan. Yeah. Boom.
And don't say anything back to me or I'll throw up. So I'm just gonna yeet myself.
I was so far past her when she
far away from this situation
also
as
the fact
humanly
that
possible.
She said, "Nice to meet you." Was crazy.
She was trying.
I did not.
She tried to smooth it.
Her.
I think she was trying to be polite because you were just so.
I was so stressed out.
You were flighty.
Yeah. Yep. So for anyone who thinks that I am cool under pressure or cool in general, wrong. I've never tried to tell people that I was, but I'm just definitely not. I've seen Dave Matthews and I've seen Q from Impractical Jokers, and both times I looked at them with disgust and confusion because seeing them outside of the TV was jarring for me. So
can't wait to see what artists we work with moving forward.
Oh my gosh. If I don't have any like, I'm not gonna fangirl over Dave Matthews. Like, I appreciate the artist that he is and I recognized him in public, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, like, so I think I would have been able to actually talk to him. Him, I just like could not fathom that I saw him in a grocery store.
Right.
And I was like,
yeah, well, he lives in Charlottesville, so.
He does. He lives so close. He has a house there.
It's not far at all.
No, it's crazy.
Well, that was New York in a nutshell.
Yeah. Ta-da.
Hope everybody had fun on that journey. Tell them about August 30th.
Okay. August 30th. So we're having our very first fundraiser for ourselves.
I feel like I should read off our list of accomplishments.
Yeah. Well, you pull that up. I'll talk about it for a second, but it's crazy that we've never been functioning as a nonprofit for about 3 years, and we've never had our own fundraiser to raise funds for Love Heals.
We have done small events, like,
yeah,
but nothing that's been like planned and had a targeted amount.
Nothing that we're pushing as this is a Love Heals fundraiser. We did a disc golf tournament last year.
We threw it together very quickly. Luke helped us out
like
a lot.
A month. Yeah. And then we'll be doing that again this year. And hope to kind of get it on annual rotation. But this one is a little more, we got super blessed by someone who's willing to host it at her home. You ready to read that list? You look ready.
Well, yeah, but first let me say, like,
oh yeah,
she's going all out. Like, we're doing poolside.
Yeah,
it's a poolside soiree, fire pits. It's free to come, but we're gonna have auction items, so we're gonna be raffling out. We're flying in a celebrity MC who's gonna auction off everything. He's a professional auctioneer out of New Orleans, so
which is great. Do you have to get like a certification to be a professional auctioneer?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Emily about that. We're gonna wrap this up because we actually have to go to her house to plan this for the 30th.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's flying out them. We have Tony Cam playing music. We have DJ Swirl out. We have Kenny, what's his last name? Kenny Gemario doing jazz. It's going to be pretty fun. And then we'll have a celebrity bartender, and this is all stuff that she's helped coordinate. So, I mean, shout out to Emily for putting this all together.
Yeah.
But from to date, what we've accomplished without doing a fundraiser for ourselves, and I'm sure there's more, but like, this is just like what I put on the thing.
Yeah.
Achieved 501c3 status, hosted 19 benefit events, given away $165,000 in cash and services, hosted events in Los Angeles, Roanoke, Virginia Beach, Warsaw, and Lynchburg, of course, launched Coffee for Caregivers in Roanoke and Lynchburg, have impacted over 1,800 attendees. We trademarked Love Heals and Coffee for Caregivers. We've been invited to host events in states including Texas, Georgia, Florida, Michigan, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Alabama. And we've been able to maintain our 100% model for our benefit events. So that is pretty cool.
Yeah. No, we've been able to do a ridiculous amount, I think.
With like no backing.
No backing. No
stupid.
knowledge of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Which should not stop anyone from giving us money. Because we clearly can do a lot with a little. So the hope is we can do a lot more with a lot.
Could you imagine if someone would actually back us?
No.
We're going to get there.
There's that glass half empty. I can't. My brain doesn't work like that.
I think 2025 into 2026 is the year for the backing. I think I think that people are starting to see the proof of concept, because really that's what we've been doing over the last 3 years, is like testing the concept and trialing it. So when you hear us talking about like all these things that we're thinking about or trying, which I guess we'll get into next week, because we have like a couple different strategies on the table, but like we have to run all these things through testing to see what works and what doesn't, and like micro decisions.
Is this like, is it what they call in like a tech company, like the beta testing phase,
I guess
or whatever?
We just kind of went public immediately.
Yeah. So
we've done everything publicly, which I think is it's not necessarily the difference. I think for us, we did need to test it publicly, or else we
do public events.
We had to. There was no way.
It's kind of the only way to test them.
There was no way to know. So everything from a free event versus a ticketed event versus a ticketing platform versus cash. Like, how are we handling payments? How are we handling stories? How are we handling set lists? All of those decisions can only be made one event at a time. So if you can imagine how long it takes to try everything, because all of them are micro decisions that impact the overall flow of the event. And each event, if we try something different, it just is like a big experiment all the time.
And each event is so different because we do them at different venues or for different individuals or with new tactics or new artists or every event that we do, even if we didn't change up stuff, is still different. So we have to learn, how do we adapt? How are we able to like roll with the punches, but still keep what is the Love Heals model? What is a Love Heals show, and integrate it into, other aspects of just like a normal event. It's a lot of little things that we're constantly having to juggle and assess and retry. And I think
2026 will be exciting to start slowly sharing information about what we're thinking for next year, but we won't right now because we still have conversations to have.
We have a meeting tonight about a 2026 partnership. Have a lot of good conversation. What makes you think that this year into next year is the year we're going to get some kind of backing, just out of curiosity?
I think I think the conversations we're having, I think that we're starting to people are starting to see the vision and the overarching vision of like entertainment and events that people love being used for other people's good. I think introducing the concept of a Love Heals Fund, which we'll get into more another time. But I think introducing that concept widens our net to more possibilities without sinking our ship. Yeah. If that makes sense. So I think a Love Heals Fund and like the parameters around that we've been discussing behind the scenes, it just allows more people to become a part of the process through their own like passions and pursuits. So I'm excited about that. And I think the conversations we had, like with that business owner over in Windhurst, we had another conversation with a business owner today. Very excited, passionate. I mean, like, I think people are just ready to see something different. And now it's just like, we've proven that we can do it. We've made a name for ourselves, like Allison Jordan, who I guess is like a mentor to me for like, in a way.
I think you would
Yeah.
I think you would call her that.
She's like a mentor. But she was telling me that we were out of town for the nonprofit summit, and she said a lot of people were dropping your name, and it's because Love Heals. She's like, I think you guys are just doing like fundraising so differently. Like, it's so aggressive. It's so, but it's like out there and people hear it and people are seeing it. And so I was like, oh, and then they were talking about the new trends in fundraising. And they were like, I think you guys understand the way nonprofits are heading and you're already there.
Like, that was a point at the summit, was new trends in fundraising?
Yeah, Gen Zs and younger millennials.
Who
and
led that?
I don't know. We have to look at the notes.
Find that out.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I know Alicia was there and some others. We'll get the notes from like Rob or somebody like that. But either way, like our names came up of like, as in Love Heals is like doing this.
That's cool. That's exciting.
Yeah. So while we might not have the high dollar yield right now of like, oh, we have a funder who's just coming in hard, we do have an upper hand on the market. And it's kind of cool. I learned this talking to Zach the other day at the Fish Fry, who's a rapper, a local rapper.
Yeah, he is.
He's pretty cool. And we need to set up a meeting with him. But he was saying, so I was like, what do you think about LLCs versus like nonprofits, entertainment? And he brought up a point that I hadn't thought of before of like, well, if you're an LLC or if you're for profit, your competition's going to try to squash you out because there's a lot of competition in that market. But if you're in entertainment in the nonprofit sector, there's not as much that's like coming for you. And it's, so I was like, you know what?
That's actually a really good point.
That makes a lot of sense because I've been wrestling. If you know me personally and I come to you for advice, you've probably heard me say, hey, what do you think about like an LLC arm of this in the entertainment field that feeds into the nonprofit side? Like, obviously we're not there yet. I'm not doing that.
Then those people come to me and they're like,
what is she talking about? Why are we doing this
now? And I'm like, girl, I don't know.
I'm excited.
I know, I'm kidding.
No, really, it was just more like, how do we create change?
Yeah.
Not necessarily faster, but sometimes I'm like, can we move this along? Is there less red tape through this lens instead of that lens?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily like, I know technically streamlined probably means like if you really break it down faster, but we are looking for what is the most streamlined way we can fulfill our mission, help people, and also grow as an organization. Yeah. So
we're having those conversations, and I just had a call with So Far Sound today.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
I will tell you about that. Things to think through.
We're talking about rebranding, which I've had like 4 different people.
We're not changing the name.
We're not. Yeah. So for clarity, we're not changing the name. We're not changing when I say rebrand, we're not changing the name. We're not changing mission. We're not changing anything that we do. We are literally looking at changing colors and fonts and breaking out of kind of
the nonprofit
like look, because we do want to stick out and we want to be a little bit different. So I put all those people at ease immediately, but I had some people with some stress coming at us, but I was like, no,
we're not going off the rails. We're just trying like to tease. To elevate.
It's fun because I got people anxious for a minute.
There you go.
Which I think is funny.
Yeah.
But no, we're just trying to streamline it and do something a little different.
Yeah. For me, it's like looking at all the cards on the table. It's like, what wheels have already been built that don't need to be rebuilt? Like, they work.
Yeah.
But it's a lot to look at because you have like models like So Far Sound through the for-profit industry. You have Music Cares, which I learned about today out of Nashville, which I need to look into. I don't even know enough to like explain about it. But there's like all these things that happen. You have TED Talks. You have like, because you can glean all this information from all this stuff. Another one we look at is like Savannah Bananas. Like, how are they doing entertainment and redefining baseball? Not redefining baseball, but like making a more entertaining
They're redefining
version.
The entertainment end of sports for people who aren't in it for just sport. Because you and I talked about a lot, like neither one of us watch or know football, but we love the camaraderie and the actual like, community that gets behind loving a sport. Like, I was really obsessed with the idea of like watching the Super Bowl when I was little. But so it's cool. They're kind of leaning into like, how do we make sports more inclusive for everybody? Right.
So when you lay out all these options of what to look at on the table, but then you also know the traditional advice of like, don't focus on everyone else, focus on you. But we're still like you don't want to compare yourself to your competition. You want to compare yourself to you to create the best product you can. Our pain point, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's like we just have a lot of directions we could go. So it's looking at all of them to figure out what could be a partnership in the long term where they've already mastered X. So we just come alongside. Like, what are we going to build from scratch? That's like ours. What are we going to model after for this? So it's like partnership
and like,
modeling.
and what do we want to change?
Yeah. What do we want to change? Like, what needs to be different? So those are all the options. John just came in again.
It was John's like popping in. I should make a little graphic, and every time John
need to just
pops
have
in,
the video over there so people can see him open the door and look panicked. And then
I'm just gonna make like a ChatGPT graphic where it's just like him with a shocked look. I'll use like his staff photo or something.
That's a good idea.
And make a little.
It'll be
and
John's,
I'll just insert
John's
it. Yeah. That was amazing. It's
right on time.
It's consistent. We're not even here at the same time today.
No.
We're here hours later than we normally are.
The meeting went long. But yeah. Anyway, we have a lot to think about, a lot to talk about, and I think there's more we can discuss at a later time.
Yeah, next week we can touch on some of the things we're looking to like dive into next year, I think. Just a light overview of some stuff. For
those of you who are wondering what it's like to start a nonprofit that's trying to do something drastically different, it's figuring out which path to follow and trying.
It's a lot of starting over. It's a lot of what if. Like, I think I probably get calls from you, or like we have conversations at least like 6 times a day where you just call me, you're like, hey, listen, okay, just listen. What if? I'm like, okay. Like, you literally, when we got to the meeting that we went to today, I got out of the car and you were like, okay, listen, what if love heals? And then I stopped you because I wanted to talk about something else for a minute. But like, it's a constant.
That's what I was going to fill you in on about the So Far sound.
Yeah, which I figured that's what it was. I figured you wouldn't forget it, and I wanted to complain about something for a minute. But yeah, it's a lot of what if we tried this? What if we did this? And then that kind of thing. And
then out of all the 50 what ifs, picking 1 or 2 to try.
Yeah.
That's
the other part too. We don't even try all the things.
You can't.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of options. It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, we only tried 20% of.
For sure.
Maybe 15.
The rest of it gets written down. In fact, in 2026, what we're looking to launch will be an idea that's been sat on since 2020.
And tweaked.
And thought about and mulled over. So, I mean, these are ideas that sometimes sit for years, and you just... So I got a journal, and I have an ideas journal now. So I'll just be putting everything in there. But that is what it is. It's like wondering, inventing, and then it's like, okay, what makes the most sense now? Yeah. And that's like big picture. But because we still don't have our SOPs perfected, micro decisions in each event.
Yeah, anyway, there's a lot of things. But
welcome to our brains.
We will wrap it there, because we literally could pick like any one of those avenues and probably talk for like a good hour on it. But we have to run to the venue for our event on the 30th. Yep. If you want to come to that, information is on Facebook. I think I have a link in our Instagram. Anyways, so we're going to head to that venue and check out some of the stuff. Maybe I'll jump in the pool. Who knows?
Yep, we have a meeting,
but I probably won't. And then we have another meeting.
At 7. So.
Yeah, so that should be fun. Thank you guys. Oh, anything else?
Nope. Well, I was going to say I have burrito tacos in the crock pot. Can't wait.
I thought that was a really good line to end on. Was that you had burrito tacos in the crock pot.
I can't wait.